Hey everyone, Shasta here. I hope you're having a great day because I'm bringing you another new Dauntless video, and today in this video we will be looking at Boreus, the new behemoth that just got introduced into the maelstrom of Dauntless, and he's only available on the heroic difficulty. There's no normal Boreus for the moment, which is very strange. I guess that means that Phoenix Labs are preparing some surprise or something else for us, but I'm positive that there's gonna be a Boreus on normal difficulty, I just don't know when it's gonna be. But here he is, Dreadful Boreus. This was actually my third or fourth fight against him, and I finally managed to kill him. He wasn't... I'm rusty, firstly, secondly he's a new behemoth, and thirdly he's awesome. First impression, guys, first impression from this guy, beautiful looking. Has a few abilities which are similar to his old one, but that's about it. Two abilities. Otherwise than that, he's awesome. He's really awesome. I think Phoenix Lab did a great job with him. But before I keep talking about him and how awesome he is, and tell Phoenix Labs how good they are, let's talk about a few tips when you decide to face him solo or in a group. So his abilities don't deal that much frost damage, because I faced him with no frost resistance at all, and I found it relatively easy to handle the damage from the abilities. The problem was that I was rusty and out of practice, and it took me a while to be able to kill him, and it took me a lot of time to be able to kill him also. But if you're worried, of course, use Frostback Vanguard gear. That's definitely gonna reduce the damage by some amount. Regarding his abilities, probably the most devastating ability is when he spins around and jumps into the air and then slams down, because he can hit you when he spins, and it kind of knocks you back and then it immediately slams. So you have to be very careful with your dodge in order to evade the big slam, because the slam back on the ground deals tons of damage, and I mean tons and tons of damage. Basically more half of HP, half of your HP, or even more, so be careful. Other than that, he has similar to the Pangar, since he's based on the Pangar model. Even if he looks awesome and he doesn't look a lot like Pangar, I mean, he's based on the model, but he's genuinely different for me. I mean, look at him, he looks beautiful. Pangar looks like a scrawny black duck, and this is like a white awesome bird of power. Although its wings and its arms are like a T-Rex, unusable, because he cannot fly, he can only jump like a... I was gonna say something rude now and just decided to skip it. So, abilities. Watch out for the spin and jump attack that then slams back to the ground. This is the one. Watch out for this attack, it's devastating. Other than that, all of the other abilities are pretty forgiving, even in enrage mode. He has, of course, an enrage mode, which you can already see, and an ether mode. The ether mode is when he goes into ice and he doesn't take any damage, but the ice around him does take damage. And that's when the little minions that spawn come into hand. Whenever you kill a minion, you get a buff and you deal 300 damage to the armor. It kind of activates strangely, it doesn't always display it, but don't be worried about it. The moment you kill a minion, you get the buff. See? 8 hits, and they stack, so don't worry, you don't need to kill a minion, hit him, kill the minion, hit him. So he spawns 3 types of minions: Stalkers, Spitters, and Bombers. I can just say that the Stalkers are the easiest ones to deal with, and if you get to spawn only of Stalkers, you're lucky. Although be careful, because they can also kill if you're not careful. The Bombers deal tons of damage, but the best way to deal with them, at least with the sword, is 2 right clicks or secondary attacks, and they're just good and gone. Try to get the minions all stacked up together, and if there's a bomber, use the bomber in order to destroy the rest of the minions, because the moment the bomber explodes, he's gonna deal damage to everything that's near him, including the other minions and yourself, so be sure to get out of it. Also, I didn't find out why, but during some points of the fight, he will spawn a bigger, more tougher bomber, which I don't know, I think it's either... See that one on the left? That big bomber? I don't know if it's related to his enrage mode or something else, but this big, let's call it the mothership bomber, I don't know what spawns it, but it's tougher, and I think it also deals more damage when it explodes to you. The bombers don't deal damage to Boreus, at least from what I can see. Back on the minions, the Stalkers just deal a normal melee attack, which is pretty easy to see when they're gonna do it, so as I mentioned, they're easy to deal with. The Spitters are as dangerous for me as there's the Bombers, especially if more of them spawn at the same time, because they have a very long range for their attacks, so try to pick off the spitters first and then move on to the bombers and then of course the stalkers. Always clear out all of the minions before going back to Boreus, because the buff you get from the minions also applies when Boreus doesn't have his ether mode and his ether shield. Basically I haven't seen him go in any other ether mode, so I presume that the ether mode is basically his shield mode when he becomes in ice. Well, he's gonna do it now. See, this is his ether mode when he shielded. So any damage you do will do damage to the shield, but it's not gonna do damage to Boreus unless you destroy the shield. So simple as that. And that's just about it regarding the minions and his shield. For the gear you can use, I use the Reza Katana build, centered around Cunning and Evasive Fury. You can use whatever fits your playstyle. Remember that he's weak to Blaze and resistant to Frost. So of course using the Bloodfire Embermane Sword is kind of the best option for this fight, but at the end of the day it depends on the type of build you're making and using, so use whatever fits your build. I don't think Boreus is gonna be a lot of a challenge for the veteran players of the game and those who still play regularly, but for people returning back to the game and for new players, this guy is gonna be a tough machine and he's gonna be a worthy adversary. I wanna end this video with saying good job Phoenix Labs, you did a great job with this behemoth, and thanks to everybody who watched this video. Be sure to like and dislike it as you see fit. Check the links in the description to my social medias as well as to my Twitch, where I now stream 4 days a week, both gaming and composing and music production. Finally, of course, if you wanna see more content like this, then subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon in order to get notifications. That's everything from me for this video. See you in the next one. Shadow Strider out.
Take your time.